That's not it.
Certainly is. Is.
Try again.
All
Hold
right,
on.
here you are.
Booker! I've gotta stop them!
No, that's the E.
No,
Booker,
it's certainly
hurry.
it.
No, it's not.
It is.
Isn't.
Is.
Isn't.
Is.
Play the whole song,
Try
he'll come
again.
back.
No, you try.
Fine.
Hurry, Booker, hurry!
No, that is not.
Is.
Not.
Is.
Not.
Is.
Stop
not.
it!
Pay attention.
Fine.
Stop it, you don't
Here you
know
are.
what you're doing!
Ha! There it is.
You've done it now, he's coming back, he's coming back.
The notes were correct.
The instrument was not.
One needs both to get his attention.
But if you know how to sing to him,
He will take you where you need to go.
Who are you?
we are where we are needed.
And needed where we are.
So Comstock uses these songs. Well, there others we can use? Something to keep the bird off our back?
Perhaps you should ask the maestro himself.
So where is he? Of course. Well, at least they left the piano.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Bioshock Infinite. So we crash landed here after the Songbird took out our airship, unfortunately. So we're now approaching downtown Emporia, which is where the Comstock house is. Which unfortunately is where we're going to have to go. I love how the game shifts focus like this and keeps the plot and your direction on track, because it's ever so critical in an FPS game that is story-driven and to know exactly what your goal is. I guess the Vox Revolution is really getting out of hand here, because everybody's evacuating onto these barges with their luggage in tow. Yeah, so apparently we're not going to be able to escape from Columbia on an airship, or else the Songbird will take us out, especially when most of these airships have that automaton that calls the Songbird with its song built into the thing, so we can't get too far that way. So the Lutessa suggested we go ask the Maestro himself, which would imply we got to go take out Comstock if we really want to get out of here. Oh, lovely. Well, I got bad news, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure thing.
The enemy difficulty has spiked yet again. We are at yet another tier level. And because of that, we may have a hard time adjusting to the new difficulty for these enemies. And this encounter may be very difficult. The Vox have really just gotten out of control and taken over this area. And the bleak and gloomy skies accommodate that very well. There's an enemy that just dropped off a barge there, and he is an incredibly dangerous enemy. He is a Vox beast that does not have a... he's got a new weapon. He's got the Vox equivalent of the volley gun. And I'm going to try to take him out with the Undertow. This is actually a strategy that I didn't really use my previous couple times in the game. So he's got this volley gun, and he's extremely dangerous because he can hit us with pinpoint accuracy from across the map. And I really want to get him cornered and keep him stun-locked with the shock jockey and any kind of powerful weapons I have. Because this guy needs to die now, or else we're going to have a very hard time with this encounter. Come on, almost there. Ah, dang it. Well, let's try that again. Yeah, getting a quick kill on this guy was the most critical thing I wanted to learn how to do in my test playing of this game for this encounter. I really wanted to know how am I going to be able to get a quick kill on this guy so I'm not spending 20 minutes just sniping away at this guy, just like taking away at his armor until I finally kill him. Or spawning in this mosquito tear up here and just having that pick away at him gradually until he blows it up inevitably with his volley gun. Which takes no time at all. I dropped the sniper rifle temporarily for this Vox triple R repeater, which is, there we go, that's a quick kill. The Vox repeater, as I said, is better than the regular machine gun because it has a slower rate of fire, but it delivers more powerful shots onto each target, so it just delivers a lot more power in a more concentrated area in a short amount of time, and with the increased magazine size, it can be really good. I actually do kind of recommend this as far as the Vox weapons go. It's pretty good. It has a hell of a recoil on it, but as you can see, the power is undeniably good. This Vox right here has a hand cannon, so I want to be especially careful of her. Unfortunately, I haven't reloaded. I don't have enough... oh, we got her. That was close. I did not have enough salts to cast a Vigor on her, or to... I needed to reload to get another shot off on her, so she's probably going to kill me if I didn't beat her down. An unfortunate thing, but yes, critical to our survival. So now we pretty much have it made. Like, we can take our time on this encounter. We really don't have to worry about a whole lot, because as soon as that Vox Beast is dead, we're in good shape. There's a couple other things here, like there's a tear, I think, for an oil slick or something over here, or a water puddle. But I put down some shock jockey vigor traps. They probably will not be doing a whole lot. I want to use up what I have left for the sniper rifle before I pick up the hand cannon there that Vox dropped, because the sniper rifle is going to be very advantageous from the distance here, and these guys have no trouble hitting us from their range. They're very accurate. So we're going to take them out the old-fashioned way. If I didn't say so before, when we first got the sniper rifle, it's loosely based off the 1903 Springfield rifle, which was a very commonly used military rifle at the time. And I'm not sure if the actual thing had actually had magazines like this, but you know, you could probably use this rifle for that purpose back in the day. Of course, good luck hitting somebody without the good luck hitting somebody with the kind of accuracy that I'm achieving. And I think the front sight is slightly different on the in-game version because it's not strictly speaking accurate. You know, most video game weapons are not. Only got a couple shots left, and we'll switch over to the hand cannon there. That mosquito is going to help to flush out some of these guys that are hiding behind cover. And I'm really not sure where the last guy is here, but the mosquito... Oh, okay, there we go. The mosquito is really helping to expose them. If I could not die and miss everything, that would be great. I think I shot her in the knee or in the ankle.
Much obliged. Do it now.
Okay.
Much appreciated health packs right here. Like I said, that can be a very tough encounter, and it really doesn't deserve to be. It's just the fact that you have that one guy who can hit you from clear across the map with that freaking volley gun. I don't know where his corpse went, or else we would pick up that volley gun and demonstrate it. But we'll get it pretty soon here. It's a new one for the Vox. There's that water puddle I was talking about. We got a pretty good setup going forward here.
What is it about that?
I'm not really sure what this building is coming up here. There are several places within the building that are named, but I'm not sure if the building itself is named. It might just be like a public transportation center or something like that, or some kind of
Brought me books.
government building or something. I don't know.
My friend.
Friend.
Until I grew up. And I hated him. Because he was my warden. He's just Comstock's pet, isn't he? Just like me. It's done.
Huh. Think. I'm not sure if those other people are named characters or not, or how they got Fink's scalp all the way over here before we did.
Go ahead.
Sure thing.
Alright, there's a tear up here for a freight hook that allows us to get up here and get this new gear drop. Which can be kind of good, I guess. I vastly prefer the Storm for a hat as far as what we have right now. But, you know, luck of the draw, I guess. There's also a shotgun up here if you want it. I'm trying to get, at this point, we're definitely going to have more than the amount of lockpicks we need, because we've gotten so many of them. But, on the contrary, a lot more locks at this point in the game are going to require multiple locks to be able to unlock. I'm starting to sound like Barry Burton here with all this lockpick talk. A couple guys right here. They're distracted with trying to move these corpses right now, so we can kill them off pretty easy. But there is another side area I want to explore there before I get too carried away.
Elizabeth?
See, this only requires 3 picks, and that's actually pretty mild compared to some of the other things that require like 5 or 6 or even more. Alright, so there's... Finally, we get access to the Vox heater, which is the equivalent of the shotgun. We had briefly, you could access it way back at the beginning of the game in Soldier's Field. Nice. That replica that was sitting there on that store shelf, we could have picked that up and used it, but you have very little ammo for it. It's actually, as far as weapons go in the game, it's the ammo with the most rare ammo. It's the weapon with the most rare ammo in the entire game, and it only holds a single shell before you have to reload it. The the gear that you get for the Day 1 DLC increases that to 2 before you have to reload it, which is kind of nice. But I really only recommend it for very specific encounters. It's not a good supplement for the shotgun, especially because the rate of fire. But I will be demonstrating it soon enough, and there are a few good uses for it because it does, and it is fire elemental essentially, so it does inflict fire on the enemies. It causes them to be ignited and take sustained damage from that.
When I first got here, a dream. It was New York, but larger than any New York I ever saw. It was burning.
None of the Prophet's magic is rubbing off on you.
Alright, so when that tram car shows up, there's going to be a Patriot on it. And luckily I can get the drop on it with this gun automaton over here, and also a Patriot I myself can operate over here with this tear. So let's mobilize him and have a giant robot death battle, because we always love those. Let's see how they're faring. The enemy one's taking more damage. I love the Vox one. It's got like an Abraham Lincoln head, but it's got like devil horns and crap coming out of it. It's just hysterical to look at.
Here, ammo.
Yeah, the Undertow is pretty good against Patriots, just from the standpoint that the water does cause them to short out and deal some damage to them. But one of the secondary functions seems to be effective against them. Despite the fact that they're very big enemies, you can still drag them towards you with the that secondary function of the Undertow. I think it's the biggest enemy in the game you can do that with. You can't do it with like the Handyman or anything like that. And the Undertow is, for that reason, completely useless against the Handyman.
I just realized who those two are. They, well, at least she, invented the technology that allows the city to float.
Giant balloons.
Quantum particles, suspended in space-time at a fixed height.
So, not giant balloons?
But the thing is, my book said they disappeared several years ago.
I told you they'd come.
No, you didn't.
Right. I was going to tell you they'd come.
But you didn't.
But I don't.
You sure that's right?
Something tells me they're not exactly what they appear.
I was going to have told you they'd come?
No,
The subjunctive?
that's not subjunctive.
I don't think this is.
It would have happened.
They seem to want to help.
They seem to be out of their
Odd,
minds.
isn't it?
What's odd?
The fact that we sometimes...
Finish each other's sentences?
Exactly.
It would be odder if we didn't.
How do you suppose they manage that?
I'll get back to you after I figure out the floating city bit. Come on. Comstock House is up ahead.
Lutesses are just so memorable. I mean, they're very mysterious. We haven't quite been revealed what is their major malfunction. You're like, what are they here for?
He was grooming
It's
me.
quite an enigma, but they are entertaining nonetheless. They are very entertaining. So I don't particularly care for this area. It's kind of a filler area, but it does get us kind of used to our inevitable change of pace for the combat's going to be from here on out, and it gets us more accustomed to the kind of enemies we're going to be dealing with and how difficult they are. Those guys dropped heaters there, which is pretty convenient, but we blew them away with that oil there on the floor. And that's going towards an achievement as well. I guess you have to kill like 10 enemies with environmental hazards.
I hope no one has forgotten me yet.
Ready.
Yeah, I'm more than willing to use these lockpicks, especially because a lot of the things we open with the lockpicks give us more lockpicks or more money to buy more lockpicks. Look at this, we're up to like $1,700 right now almost. Alright, so we finally get the Vox equivalent of the volley gun, which is the Vox Hailfire gun. And it's awesome. It is, I really, given the choice, would prefer the regular pig volley gun. But this thing does have its uses. First of all, it has a very fast rate of fire. It can deal immense amount of damage in a short amount of time. It can empty the magazine really fast. So it might be even, I don't know that that's necessarily better for stun locking the big enemies like the Patriots and the Handyman. But it also has, if you hold down the trigger and then release it, you can manually detonate the explosives, which has its uses, but I think overall I would rather just drop the charge directly on an enemy and have it explode. Basically the same weapon, just heavily tweaked and modified as far as performance goes.
It won't be the parlor. See, I went out to that Hall of Heroes to scalp your false shepherd for you.
Need some help with this.
Turns out, though, DeWitt speaks Sioux. He helped me to swap words with this crippled child I've been, looking after. Now, after hearing how the kid has fared in your city, I'm thinking when we take your pelt, I'll let him hold the knife.
Yeah, that's pretty fascinating there, the audio diary with Preston. I guess that kid that he found in those sky rails, he ended up making his friend.